This is the new Solidcom C1 Pro from Hollyland.
You're watching CineD, supported by B&H and CVP.
Hello everyone, Graham Mailer Sheldon here from CineD.com. Welcome to NAB 2024. I can't believe it, we're here. And I'm joined by Randall in the Hollyland booth. Hello Randall, how are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for asking. Appreciate you.
Here, I'm going to pick this up as well. I mean, look, crew communication, incredibly important. It's always, and I've used systems where a whisper is bad and it doesn't pick up on the other end, you know what I mean? So that's actually a huge problem. So make me feel better about that aspect of it, and then you can go into the other specs if you don't mind.
That's actually a really good aspect to get into, because we had an older version that we originally had that had that same issue. It's a noise gate situation, and if you start whispering, the gate cuts it because it thinks it's noise. No, this is actually...
And then the crew looks at you and they're like, what? I can't hear you.
Yeah, 100%. But instead, this actually analyzes the noise with a separate microphone that's coming in from omnidirectional. That's on the headset itself. I'll kind of point it there, but we can get it later. It's just a tiny little bad boy there that takes it in and then does the whole 180 phase flip, if you're familiar with that. Most of us nerds are. When you do that, you have the ability to then cancel out up to 20 dB of noise, which is great, right? But again, your whispers are heard. No, nothing else going on there. So this is the update on the C1 that we originally had. You can tell with a nice brown leather versus the black that it originally had. Upgrades are really that the mute button, instead of having just to go up to mute, and then you also can long press it to be a push to talk, which is huge. And then the third upgrade is that noise cancellation that we were talking about, which is huge too.
So and you're calling this the C1 Pro, is that correct?
Correct. Yep. Solidcom C1 Pro. You can do just headsets only, or we have hub units that you can then interconnect 3 of them together to get 24 wireless, and then they give you 3 wireds too. So we say 27 headsets at that point in time.
Okay, so we'll say maximum system 27 headsets. Let's break that down, though, just a little bit more, if that's okay. So for the C1 Pro, let's say, there's only a crew of 3 or whatever reason. So yeah, tell me about that.
Good call. So on the headsets alone, you can go up to 8. So you can do 1 master headset up to 7 receiver headsets. And then when you have that, all the battery powered situation here, we give you extra batteries. They last up to 10 hours on the receivers, 5 hours on the master. The master is just kind of your control. You're going to want to make that your midpoint. You get 1,100 feet omnidirectional from that master. 1 channel of free speak then on the headsets alone when you only do that route, right? But to do that interconnecting to get all the 27 to build it up, we would then add 8 headsets to a single hub unit that we have, right? But that hub unit then has a wired one. That's where the 3 extra ones come in. And we give you that wired when you buy the whole pack, right? You get 8 headsets that are only receivers now. There's no master. The hub acts as the master now, right? Gives you interconnectivity. You can go to other clear comms, other things of that nature, 2-wire, 4-wire. You even got an XLR program in. You got a USB-C out if you want to send stuff to Zoom calls and things to that nature. And then, of course, 4-wire, 2-wire, all that stuff, right? And so when you get those hubs, they also have 2 RJ45s in the back that you would just plug in, 2 more to daisy chain, 2 more hubs then, right? So they all control just the 8 that they have specifically. There's no expanding of the necessary 1,100 feet by kind of adding more. It's not a repeater, but you have then 8 that would go to 1 hub. You connect them to the other 2 hubs that act, 1 master hub, 2 remote hubs, and then run the whole 24 wireless, and then the 3 wired that go into each hub.
Okay, now we're talking about a lot of different SKUs, but is there like a per headset price, and then it sounds like you have a few packages, and then maybe a per hub price?
Okay, so we have the ability to build them up. 2 set, 3 set, 4 set, 6 set, 8 set as the single headsets, or the 8 with the hub. Single price, they're about $350 each, depending on when you get the master or the receiver at that point in time. But again, you get those packages, you get a little more off, you get a little more accessory kind of builds, you get the package, the case to go along with it versus buying them separately. But the beauty is you can always just buy a 2-pack and build off it if you ever need to, right? Buy more receivers and add them on. Not hard to do. Real quick A-button comparing situation. So again, all that all the way up, and then you can go get the hub with the 8-pack. That goes for about $4,500, and that gives you the whole polyurethane case, and then have the ability to use that in that case. So it's a fun time. Yeah, I like it.
Very cool. And I guess let's talk about range, but within the scope of a few different use cases, right? So I'm assuming with a hub you get an increase in range. No?
No, you would hope, right? Most of that's more the interconnectivity and the ability to then cascade to be able to go to the 24 or 27 if you need to, right? A lot of people have situations that are already set up, a ClearCom or Rydell, some would call competitors. I just think they're people we like to intermingle with, right? But they have some that are already situated in there, which makes sense. But they want to add some wireless because there's some older wired or whatever it is. I can then use the hub to connect in versus the headsets are kind of just single headset, and the hub adds the 2 group ability. So now I got A and B, whereas if you just do the headsets, you're all on the single channel. And you got to make sure everybody mutes and all that good stuff, right?
Okay, well then what about range? Say I have this one set to master and you're receiving. How far do you think line of sight we could get from one another?
Similar to the same as the hub, 1,100 feet. So as long as you have a line of sight, I'm feeling good about this most the entire haul. If we went up the ramp, we might not make it. But yeah, a lot of times we test these out, we get really good results.
Very cool. So availability on the C1 Pros?
Oh yeah, everywhere. Your B&H's, we just got in with Sweet.
Shipping now?
Yeah, shipping now all over across the place. Yeah, but these have been out for a little bit, but yeah, they're the newest and best on our Intercom series.
Okay, so that's it from us here at the Hollyland booth at NAB 2024. We went over the brand new C1 Pros system from Hollyland. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to stay tuned for more continuing coverage from NAB 2024. Thanks for watching.